Hey everybody, welcome back for another cigar review. And this time what I'm doing is the new 4 Kicks Mule Kick. Now some of you have probably heard a lot of buzz about this if you're on Facebook or Twitter, or Jerry actually put it in his Week in Smoke, I think it was last week. This is a limited edition 4 Kicks, so it's put out by the Crowned Heads. And the way this came about was it was Jon Huber, Mike Conder, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo basically had a batch of Ecuadoran Habano that was too dark for the regular 4 Kicks. So they just set it aside because it was good tobacco, but you want to have consistency when you have boxes of cigars. So they couldn't use it on the regular edition. So what they did was decided to go ahead and make a limited run with this darker wrapper. And John said what they did was they spiked up the ligero in it, made it of a stronger, basically, of 4 Kicks. And what they ended up was with this limited edition, what they call the Mule Kick. Now this is 5 7/8 by 52, and I bought these. I was able to get a 5-pack of these from Buckhead Cigars for around $10 a stick. These were pretty hard to come by. As a matter of fact, my local cigar shop didn't even get them because they sold out by the time they were able to try to get a hold of the guys at the Crowned Heads and order some. 500 boxes of these were made, very limited run. And basically, talking to John, he was saying that they took some pre-orders for this after basically the press release for this came out in Cigar Aficionado, and they ran out of boxes before they can even get through their pre-order list. So this is a really sought after cigar this year, and it's been highly touted so far from what I've been seeing on Twitter and other sites, other brother sites of reviewers. So anyway, this is going to be my little take on this cigar. We'll see how it is, because if you follow me for a while now, you know I really love the 4 Kicks, and especially the Headley Grange. So this is kind of exciting to check this thing out. Like I said, I got a 5-pack of these from Buckhead Cigars, and I was actually gifted one by a really good friend of mine, Matt Sugar, and basically this is the one he gave me here. So actually this is a free one. So anyway, I owe you one, buddy. So well, let's take a look at this thing. It's got a really nice dark wrapper. It's not like a dark Maduro Oscuro wrapper, but compared to the 4 Kicks, it is darker. Really nice looking cigar. Nice fill there. Really, really nice. This has a really rich, earthy smell on the wrapper. Really good smelling cigar. So let me cut this thing. The MSRP on this is around $9, but then you got to add in your taxes and stuff for wherever you're at. It's about, like I said, I bought my 5-pack from Buckhead. It was $10, around $10 a stick in Atlanta. So go about that. And let me tell you, I searched all over for these, and everywhere, if they got any, they got very few, and they were gone like that. So when you see this, I hate doing this to y'all, but basically this is going to be a cigar that's going to be hard to find. But anyway, let's just see how this goes. Perfect draw, real woody, nutty, rich flavor on it. Very nice. Go ahead and use my Zycar Tex lighter here. Like I said, I want to do a review on some lighters here in the near future, and this is going to be one of them here. You see, it puts off a pretty good amount of smoke. Get a good, nice spice kick. It's kind of like, almost like a white pepper in the beginning, but then it slowly kind of just rolls to the back of the palate, and you get that black pepper in the back of the back of my throat here. And then I get that nice woodiness character too. Some really nice smooth nuttiness about it, like I got on the based on the cold draw. There's a slight hint of sweetness, but it's very, very faint. So far I'm getting a nice woodiness, nuttiness, and a spiciness to it right off the bat. And there's a pretty good amount of spice so far in this cigar. A lot more than the regular 4 kicks. So far, nice little spice bomb. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'll finish the first third. I'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm back. You can see I'm finished the first third now. This cigar is very, very good. It still has that woodiness to it, that nice nuttiness, and that I get that pepper, but it's not so much in the palate. But I really get it when I retrohale the cigar, and there is also like the sweetness that I got before. It's a real muted sweetness, but it's really developed into a nice, like a really nice cocoa note on it. It's really, really delicious. It kind of, what it reminds me of is like hot chocolate almost. Maybe because it's that time of year, you know, we're near Christmas and it's cold, everybody's having hot chocolate, but that's what I'm getting. And a really nice, smooth, kind of mild, sweet chocolate note. Not like bitter chocolate or dark chocolate like that, just a really smooth, really kind of smooth, probably the best way I could put it, chocolate note on it. It's really nice. I kind of think of like milk chocolate, but it's more smoother and mellower than that. It just what it reminds me of is hot chocolate. I don't know, it just does. But anyway, it's got that hot cocoa note in there anyway. But I do get that pepper though on a retrohale. But on the palate, I get another spice. It's almost like a baking spice. Kind of reminds me of maybe like nutmeg or something like that. It's a really nice spice, kind of a best way I could put it, kind of like a baking spice, and I like nutmeg. The first thing that pops in my head is nutmeg, so that's what I'm gonna say. It's nutmeg. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish the second third, and I'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm done with the second third now. I'm right at the beginning of that second band. But the cigar, the flavors haven't really changed much. If anything, they've gotten richer and deeper. It has a really long finish on the cigar, which I really, really enjoy that because the flavors are outstanding and they really linger on the palate for a while. I mean, I'm still tasting that puff when I just came on camera. That's a really long finish. The balance on the cigar is really nice. Just a really good quality stick. Something you would expect from, you know, John, Mike, and Ernesto. So just another stellar cigar. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish this cigar off, and I'll give you my final thoughts if you hadn't already figured them out already anyway. But anyway, see you in a second. I'm back. End of the cigar now. Again, the flavors will pretty much stay the same. It's a really smooth smoking cigar. We get a nice smooth cocoa note, woody note. In the beginning I got a really good nutty note to it, but kind of faded at the end of it. I like a nice nutmeg note to it. On the retrohale you get a good, kind of a good pepper sensation on your palate, and when you retrohale it too, you get that black pepper. But it's a really, really, really good cigar. Which kind of brings out the dilemma that we as cigar smokers, the consumers have, and also the dilemma that the manufacturers, the retailers have, is This cigar, when you watch this, you see this review, it's going to be very, very hard to find the cigar. Only 500 boxes are made. They've pretty much sold out everywhere. I mean, it took me a while to find these cigars. And I only got a 5-pack, including the one that my buddy Matt gave me, or in addition to. But it's kind of annoying when you get the cigar, and it's a really, really good cigar, but it's over. You know, I mean, we're not going to get these again. But then you got that, you know, the dilemma where you can be angry that, well, you know, this great cigar, it's impossible to find, you know, and well, if you do find them, you smoke them, you love them, you're never going to get them again. I mean, that does suck. But then again, you can look at it this way. These manufacturers and the companies, they only have a certain lot of the tobacco. They can only do so much with this tobacco. I mean, they can't make a whole line out of it, which is why you're seeing some of these limited editions. Some of them are gimmicks. It's just they just call them limited edition. It's a limited number of boxes, and it's just marketing. But a majority of them are just really small batch tobacco. That's really good tobacco for various reasons, from the actual the plant itself where it's grown, the type of tobacco, the climate conditions when they were grown, just all the different things make these certain tobacco batches very limited. So it's either you never have them, or at least you get to try them out. I mean, for me personally, yeah, it is kind of annoying trying to have to hunt these limited editions down and try to find them, and you know, most of the time they're not cheap, even though I think the price point of this is just, to be honest, it's too low. I would pay twice that for this cigar. That's how much I love it. But I know a lot of people get mad because you can't find these cigars. When you do, you love them. They're gone forever and stuff. You know, kind of what this reminds me a little bit of, like last year's EPC Carrillo, the Dark Ritual 2011. I freaking love that cigar. 1 year limited edition short run thing. They're gone. I'll never get them back again. But to me, they're one of the best cigars I've ever had. And this is up there. This is really, really high in my book of cigars that I've had ever. It's a really top-notch cigar. You might be able to get them, but it's going to be very hard. But like I said, for me, I would have rather have smoked it and enjoyed it than to have never had it at all. You know, so that's kind of the dilemma that, I mean, like everybody's having, the consumer and the manufacturers, they all have the same problem, you know. I mean, it's great tobacco. You can't, you can't please everybody. You put out this limited edition to try to give people, something they would love. And there's always going to be somebody left out because they couldn't get a hold of it or whatever. So it's just the way it is. But, I mean, I would have rather have had this cigar and not been able to get any more than to never have had it ever again. So to me, that's just the way I see these limited editions that are very, very small quantities. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. Everybody's got limited editions. Like like I said, some of them are just a gimmick. It's just marketing. But then some of them truly are. It's just a limited batch of tobacco that's just outstanding. And look, we can either bitch and moan that they're not available, we can't get them, or enjoy the ones we get. To me, the way I see it is, I'd rather enjoy them while they're here, and have that good memory of them anyway. So, on that note, definitely find these if you can find them, seek them out, get as many as you can, hoard them. They're awesome. They come in 10-count boxes, and they average around $90 a box when you find them. So if you can get them, snag them up, all of them. Now, something I didn't mention about it was the ageability of the cigar. I don't know if I could age these. I mean, I've been blowing through these. I've got one left. I mean, they're just so tasty. I don't know if I could sit on them, to be honest. Which brings another issue about aging. If you love the cigar now, when you age it, are you going to lose what you love? I don't know. To me, if you like it now, smoke it now. If you can't, set some aside, then try them later and see how they progress. Might be great. You might lose something, which I've had some that I've aged and they've lost it. So for me, on this cigar, I'm not going to let it sit. I mean, maybe a year, You know, maybe have it. You know, if I ever get my hands on some more of them, you know, have them like on my birthday or, you know, a special day or whatever, anniversary, something like that. I'll have one. But other than that, I can't let these sit. I won't age them. I'm just gonna smoke the crap out of them. So anyway, on that note, I'll see y'all next time.